What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Hammer Fantasy, and first off, my voice is kind of gone right now. I'm getting over being sick. That's kind of the reason why I haven't finished my last video for the strength and numbers, because I was waiting for my voice to recover a bit. But so I have a couple things to talk about. The first thing is, if you guys have probably already seen, because it's probably going to be like the title here, is about Lord Tremendous's rant. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about CornerHammer. And there was something else I was going to talk about. Let's talk about CornerHammer first. Alright, sorry. Just kind of thinking. I do all these things. I never plan shit, if you haven't noticed. I just go for it. I just go. So a lot of it's just improv. What comes up, that's what's going to happen. Anyways, CornerHammer GT is actually, if you guys, like I said, if you guys watched Lord Tremendous's video, he kind of bashes it, said it's not going to be a big turnout. I disagree 100% on that. I know Len. I'm paying attention to all the forums, all the stuff on Facebook. CornerHammer GT is looking to be the second biggest ninth age event. I was going to call it a different game. Ninth age event in the U.S., guys. And I'm telling you right now, not because I'm from Chicago, it's not because I know Len and I'm trying to push his event. I'm telling you right now, guys, Adepticon was shaping up to be the second biggest event in the United States, and what ended up happening is they just kind of told us no. So Len taking the initiative to open up his own event at the same day, the same weekend, at the same location, basically. Not at the same location, it's like 5 minutes away, but being able to still get the Adepticon experience while you're going to go ahead and check out the vendor halls and do all that kind of stuff, at the same time being able to play 5 games of 9th age, it's going to be a huge difference. And not only that, but it's cheaper. It's actually cheaper than going to Adepticon. I mean, Adepticon itself was arm and a leg, and that's why a lot of locals didn't go to Adepticon, because locals, they're like, dude, we're going to have to pay like $100 just to play 5 games at 9th age, when we could just go down the block and play at, you know, the Dice Dojo. It's not down the block, it's like a 40-minute drive or 50. But anyways, whatever. So it's, like I said, it's going to be one of the biggest U.S. events, and you can mark my words. And at the moment, it's going to cap off at 60, but if we get over 60, they're going to try to find a way to get more room, and that's the truth. And if it's not the truth, I'm sorry, Len, I just fucked you on that. But I'm going to tell you right now, register now before it actually fills up. It's going to be a great event. I think that it's going to be it's going to take a it's something that's been missing in the Chicago region. That guy is driving a really ridiculous motorcycle. Anyways, it's something that's been missing in the Chicago region. The Chicago region has been lacking in events lately. We lost Blood in the Sun. We lost WCW, and it has. This will start off with what Tremendous was saying. There has been a dying down of 9th age events in the United States, and this has been an ongoing issue. It's hard to say if it's. I mean, there's some things that Lord Tremendous said in his videos that has some weight and merit. That's why it's causing discussion. That's why it's causing, and I don't disagree with him 100%. There's a lot of things he said in there that were kind of like, I felt like it's a little one-sided, and he has the right to say that. It's his opinion. It says it on the title, opinion. It's his opinion, his point of view, his way of thinking and dealing with it. So, sorry, I'm just getting like comfortable here. So, thinking about that is, there's truth to it, because my club specifically has died down ever since 1.2, 1.3. I think 1.2, 1.3, a lot of people were sick of change. Everybody liked 1.1, and there was a big group of people who, because 1.1 was close to the original of what we came from, but at the same time fixing a lot of things that were broken. 1.2 and 1.3 came out, and they immediately changed everything you know. Everything you know. Points are changed, doubled points, and you could only get technically 250 to 500 points less than what you were normally bringing, and so your army's smaller now, and and it's harder to bring stuff that you want to bring, and they just changed a lot of rules, a lot of things. It changed my list entirely. It made me not want to play immediately after the change of the rules, because it was kind of like, you know, you learn one thing and then basically you're taught to think something different. Now, if it wasn't for Tom Taylor and if it wasn't for Len, I probably wouldn't still be playing this game, to be honest. They got me reinvigorated, and the main thing here is, and the main thing, that guy's fucking brakes are just like, Wee! Anyways, the main thing here is, it's not about the game. It's about my friends. It's about having a good time with my friends, and that's the truth. That is what I look forward to every time I go out to a tournament and an event. It's, of course, I enjoy list building. Of course, I enjoy the game itself, but majority of it is my interaction with my friends. And a lot of people who are like, I'm not a tournament player. Well, guess what? I wasn't either, but I became one, and it's not because, oh, I like to be competitive. I do like being competitive, but it's because it gives me another outlet, another external outlet to meet people that are my friends, or make new friends, or play games with these people that are my friends. And I honestly, me personally, me and my brother has the same bug as I do. It's the same freaking thing. Is I enjoy going to Virginia or North Carolina or the Mid-Atlantic region, not because I want to do anything in those tournaments, not because I want to prove I'm the best or anything like that, because I want to see those guys. All right? The reason I go to Ohio, the reason I go to any Midwest tournaments, to go see these guys, to see my friends. And the reason why I want to go to a tournament in the West Coast or even in the southern regions is because I want to make new friends and see these guys. It's not because, again, it's not like I'm like super like, I got to win, I got to play, I got to whatever, you know? Now, that being said, my local scene has died down. I've noticed that. My brother's noticed that. And it's hard to convince somebody to be like, no, it's not dead. It's not dead. Personally, myself, I just took it to UB. I was like, you know what? UB gives me that ability to practice with different armies, different players, different times, and different things. And then it also has taught me how to I mean, you know, you always hear these things like, oh, the European players are like, or I think the European players just believe this, that they're better than the American players, and it's majority, probably, maybe, I don't know, because there's a lot of players who play and practice on UB that are European players, and myself, my brother, John Oakes, the Juice Crew, basically, and there's a bunch of other players from the U.S., actually, who aren't on the Juice Crew. We play on UB, and I would say those players get better because of, not because of playing European players specifically, but because of playing the game, practicing the game, practicing the rules, learning the rules. And if your local scene has died down, maybe there should be a way for you to practice and play. And I know it's not the same. It's not the same. But at the same time, I like to play UB games because it allows me time to paint while I'm playing. It allows me time to, and of course I love going to a regular game too, because it gives me an actual, you know, a place to go there and roll dice and have fun and see the models and play with the models you painted and all that. But it's an option. It's not, you know, oh shit, it's dead. This game's dead. I've talked to Lord Tremendous several times before he made his video, several times. And one thing, our big conversation came up right after Adepticon was canceled, and he was like, it's because the game is dying. I don't believe the game is dying. I honestly believe the opposite. I believe the game needs to get traction. And the problem with the traction is that there's parts that are missing from the game. All right? And I do believe, like I said, I believe that last year Adepticon, and Lord Tremendous was part of it, we showed the world, we showed everybody on YouTube that we were having a great time. This is a guy I've actually never met before in real life until the moment you saw me on camera with him, okay? But we had a great time. We had a great time going through the vendors halls. We had a great time exploring the place. We had a great time at the event. We had a great time just being buddy-buddy. And this is somebody I just met that day, all right? I mean, we talked online all the time, but that was somebody that we showed that it was a great time at Adepticon. And you know what that gave? That gave a global awareness to Adepticon on what we were doing. And I believe that when we did that, that raised a lot more people saying, I want to go to Adepticon next year. And there's a lot of people who are watching my video right now who are probably like, I wanted to go to Adepticon this year, and it sucks that they canceled it. Yes, it does suck that they canceled it. And yes, Lord Tremendous is 100% correct that it's bullshit that they only canceled 9th Age. And why did they only cancel 9th Age? And he says it's probably not because of GW conspiracy. It could be not because of GW conspiracy, but we don't know the real reason why. And the real reason why we do think it's not necessarily GW conspiracy, but AOS conspiracy, is because there was a player last year who was trying very hard for us not to, that plays AOS, that is running the TO as the event, was trying really hard for us to not get any table space last year. And that's the reason why that was mentioned and brought up before. Anyways, for the fact that the game itself, I mean, I talk to anybody I can, a lot of people about this game in general, but I believe that the game is missing fluff. And I personally didn't think that fluff would ever matter to me, but it does. And I'll tell you when it hit me the most was when I went to Games Workshop, the actual like factory where they have all the miniatures on display and stuff, and you have to pay to go to see this like actual thing where you walk around and you see all the models and miniatures, and you start seeing all these miniatures that are in the books that they put out. And I thought it was a great experience for me. I thought it was really cool to see a lot of these things firsthand, and I was just like a little kid, because a lot of the models I saw were from like models that I know from like the 80s and 90s when I first got introduced into painting miniatures. And I was just like, holy shit, that's that model from that one issue of what the hell was that called, White Dwarf, you know. But when I left that factory, the one thing I told my dad, because my dad was with me, I go, Dad, I realized that the fluff brings more fun, it brings more flavor. And I do believe that we got nothing in fluff coming from the 9th Age. And I do agree with Lord Tremendous. Well, Lord Tremendous didn't bring it up. Thomas Mertens brought it up, saying that he plays 8th edition right now just because there is fluff, because there is reason to play, you know, 8th edition. And I make fun of it in my other video, on my rant on the Green Idol, was like, if we had fluff, I would know why the Green Idol runs away versus him not being stubborn, why this giant rock creature runs away when he gets outranked and has banners there. Oh shit, it's banners! My dad died from banners! You know? It's like, give us some reasons, give us some fluff, give us something. And I know my buddy Todd Wyatt, he used to be huge into the game, and right now he is just not. He is very negative about it, and I mean, I want him to be positive. I want anybody to be positive about this. I'm a positive person about this game in general, but one of the main reasons why he isn't feeling the game right now is because he doesn't know what to build. He doesn't know what to paint. He doesn't know where to go with his army. And the main reason for that is because we don't know where the state of the game is. I am not an internal person. I don't have access to all this internal information. I do have friends on the inside, but you know, what I get is very limited, or not supposed to be discussed about, because they're afraid of losing their position in internals. I know the game's going through a big change. I know the game's about to get a revamp, not only in Magic, but in a lot of the things that we know right now. And I understand why. I understand, oh, it's IPs, it's this, it's that, or whatever. And then kind of like what Lord Tremendous says is like, why? It's a free game. Who's going to sue you for something free? I get that. But at the same time, giving and this is to counter what Tremendous said. It's why aren't you giving us anything? Well, I'm going to pull up this point. There's play testing, all right? And the thing is say they come up with a certain magic rule, a certain set of magic rules, or the way the magic phase is pulled out, and nobody likes it, all right, before it was play tested. That being done, all of a sudden, the playtesters have a chance to say, this is shit, this is garbage, this isn't gonna work, before there's like this giant community outpour of, this is garbage, this is shit, this game's gonna suck, and blah blah blah, you know. And that's part of the nonverbal, the secrecy. But I do agree that there is a good level of secrecy that, like, I don't find out shit until like the day before, and they're like, make a video about it. I'm like, I can't fucking make a video for something I haven't even checked out myself, you know. And then I always get beat by somebody who has internal knowledge. But for the most part, I think that that for the ninth age to succeed, number one, it has to cater to the players, because catering to one set of specific players isn't catering to the players in a grander scheme. And if you want the game to continue to grow, we don't have a miniatures company, we don't have fluff, we don't have anything except the rules that we put out and what we bring to the table on our own. And we have to, like, be able to we have to be able to, how do I put this? We have to find that draw. We have to find that ability to bring new players in, and a lot of it has to do, and again, you know, when somebody goes to a gaming store and they see somebody playing, they see these beautiful models. Well, guess what? We don't have beautiful models if we don't know what to paint. We don't know what to paint when there's no set rules that, oh, well, there's no, and this is probably the reason why there's less and less tournaments in the U.S. specifically, is because why are we going to make a tournament for a rule set that's about to change in a couple months or whatever, and we don't know when that change date is? I could go on and on about that, but I want the game to grow. I'm not giving up on it. I do feel like Tremendous kind of went out with a bang right there. He was just like, he had the way I said it to Blonde Beer was like, that was like an ugly girlfriend breakup, where they just like throw out all the trash on the table or on the lawn and be like, this is all your shit. But Lord Tremendous is still my friend and all that. Me and him get along great. That's not anything. We do have different ideas and ideals and political views and everything, but it doesn't change the fact that he's my friend, or that I respect what he says and he respects what I say. But so take it with a grain of salt. Again, he said it's his opinion, and if you don't agree with what I say, take it with a grain of salt. It's my opinion. I would like to see the game grow, and I think that you guys should come on down to CornerHammer, because CornerHammer is going to be a hell of a fucking event. It is. It's going to be a great event, and there's going to be a lot of people there. So come on down. Anyways, besides that, guys, I think that's all I got to say. It's 20 minutes on this video, or 18 minutes, so take care. I got to go get some lunch. Peace.